It's another fall day in the universe, and I wanted to make a quick video sort of correcting the record. That's right, correcting the record. So I watched a YouTube video from Ed of Evercade Effect. He was talking about the Legacy of Kain collection. I guess he wasn't vibing with it, which is totally fine because I really wouldn't have vibed with it myself, which is why I didn't buy it to begin with. Though, especially the first one. The first one looked kind of rough, to be honest. And obviously, I mentioned in a previous video that, hey, you can get those games on the PS3 PSN store for, pretty cheap, honestly, compared to buying a physical copy. But of course, a physical copy is a physical copy, and people love physical copies, and that's certainly cheaper than buying those games individually, physically. But I thought it was interesting, one of the comments that he got that really struck me, because I feel like partially I'm kind of half responsible for that comment. So when I made my video talking about EverSD, I think it was one of my EverSD videos, somebody, I don't know, I think it was the Atari Creep. That's right. The Atari Creep made like a response video to me. And basically his understanding of my video was that, oh, Blaze can basically void all your cartridges. And it's like, that's not what I said at all, actually. What I said was pretty clear and specific. I said that back in December of last year, there were some arcade carts that got fried because of an update, and Blaze pulled the update back. They didn't just decide to intentionally, erase somebody's cartridge. I said it's possible to erase an Evercade cartridge using an EverSD. Not that Blaze is going out and frying people's cartridges. Because I mentioned, it was a third-party video. Like I was thinking, could somebody make a third-party Evercade cartridge? And ultimately the answer is no, because quite frankly, it wouldn't even register it to begin with, because these things are emulation and they're, registrable carts. You need to it has to have a certain thing for it to even pick up. Just like you can't make your own custom cartridge and use it on a regular stock Evercade. You'd need EverSD software to unlock that. So, it's like there's a way that the cartridge communicates with the system itself. So, no, that's not how that works at all. So, so this guy, he commented on Ed's video and says, I think Evercade is overhyped because, Evercade could just bork the cartridges and erase your cartridges without your consent. And it's like, that's not true at all. And even Ed corrected this guy and said, hey, that's totally not true, and that's not how that works. Do I think Evercade is overhyped? I think it's appropriately hyped, okay? I think most people outside of YouTube don't even know what the heck Evercade is. Or most people outside of my retro gaming audience don't know what Evercade is. In fact, a lot of people who might be watching this video are just hearing about Evercade for the first time. So if that is the case, go check out my other Evercade videos if you want to. I don't really care. But I wanted to correct the record on that because I thought that was kind of ridiculous. That was a ridiculous comment, but I thought it was an interesting comment too. It's incredible how people can just, jump to such conclusions from one conclusion to the other. It's just a little bit of hearsay. It could be like, hey, I'm just doing the dishes. I hear something interesting on YouTube. I'm going to go make a video about it. Or even a little experience I had on Twitter recently. I made it really specifically clear I was talking about the Wii system and the GameCube system. And somehow, some way, people thought I was talking about the library, and even though I made it crystal clear. But that's the thing about opinions. Sometimes opinions are strong, and we have strong opinions, and sometimes people are like a dog with a bone when it comes to a certain specific opinion, especially if they have some sort of emotional response to it. Man, sometimes it is hard to get that bone away from that dog, you know what I mean? Because you got the dog in you, man, and you don't want to give up that bone, and I get it. We all have strong emotional opinions about things, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to take a step back and say, hey, what was this person really trying to say? So, I just wanted to quickly correct the record on that. Yes, Evercade cartridges, Blaze is not going to intentionally, purposely erase your cartridge for no reason. The Namco cartridges were locked out since the beginning, that they would only play on a handheld. That is a licensing issue because Blaze never had the rights to put them on a home console. Why they play on the Evercade Alphas, I don't know. I don't know the story behind that, but they did not have the license to do that. So, yeah, it's not Blaze's fault. I mean, it is their fault. It is totally their fault for not getting a better license, but they'd never anticipated they were ever going to make anything but that first handheld and call it a day. They were probably going to make 10 cartridges, make the handheld, and call it a day. They never expected it to actually be a full-blown business, honestly, where they're making over 50-some cartridges. Now, there's over 50. Will they ever stop? I don't know. This was a bad year. This is a bad year for Evercade for a lot of people, at least from my perspective. You know, there was stuff that I felt like, man, I just wasn't, feeling it. I wasn't feeling what was offered this year, although a lot of people were very excited. A lot of people were very excited about the Tomb Raider collection. A lot of people were really excited about the Legacy of Kain collection. I was not, And yeah, I think I bought one cartridge like all year, which was Pico 4. That's it. That's all I bought. I do look forward to Indie Heroes 4. And I would love if they had maybe a new Mega Cat collection or something like that. But I'm not holding my breath. It just has not been a great year Evercade-wise. But overall, I'm still happy with the system itself, and I'm happy with the games I have. But it's so easy to take something just totally out of context and just run with it. And then other people see that you took it out of context and they run with that. And that's just how that goes. Unfortunately, that is just YouTube and the internet in general. But anyways, that's all the time I have for today. Stay awesome in this universe. Later.